Chapter 249, 179 Integration and Mastery, Divine Seed Transformation, 5K. Li Teixing hung up the phone, and Chen Yi smiled, saying, "Mr. Liu, let's discuss the contract matters." The new talent nurturing contract was smoothly signed. Compared to the original contract, there weren't many changes. Taoist science and technology couldn't compete with top martial university, so there were no overbearing terms set from the beginning. It truly was just about sponsoring promising talents. The main goal was to create good karma while using the talent's influence to make money. Until they had become martial artists and made a name for themselves, it was hard for Taoist science and technology to profit from them. Chen Yi said that Lu Chenju winning first place nationally was the first time Taoist science and technology truly made money, given the significant influence of the National Martial Arts Academy competition. Everyone knew that Lu Chenju and Taoist science and technology shared each other's glory. Such a newcomer, favored by Chairman Wan with endless potential, would definitely provide positive feedback to the company. One day, if Lu Chenju were to reach the zenith of success, then Taoist science and technology would ascend to new heights and soar among the clouds. A typical example of this was divine martial technology and Kangshan Dragon King. The new contract mainly clarified the following points. Lu Chenju's future training costs would be changed to 10 million per year. In addition, the shortfall of 16 million from the previous 2 years would be covered, meaning that this year, Taoist science and technology needed to pay Lu Chenju a total of 26 million for training. Taoist science and technology would pay 2 million for the championship reward tax, making the total 28 million. The rest mainly involved increasing the promotional packaging for Lu Chenju, using this national championship as an opportunity to help Lu Chenju craft an underdog persona. Lu Chenju just needed to participate in some promotional activities. The next day, February 4th, early morning. After signing the contract, a group, including the mentor and apprentices, took a plane overnight and arrived at Sioux City's May Organic Airport. Jai Chuntong laughed heartily. It's really the great grandmasters who know talent and are decisive. Chenju, the money from Taoist science and technology is a small matter. The most important thing is to use this opportunity to connect with senior Laughing Tao. The journey in martial arts gets tougher, so support from a superior is indispensable. Lu Chenju acknowledged he understood. Jai Chuntong continued. Let's go, I'll escort you back to the school. Chenju and Fei Yin, you two continue to push towards the martial artist realm. Ru Yu, you also aim to reach 9th rank early this year. The 3 true inheritors nodded and simultaneously laughed, saying, Master, you also break through your second shackles soon. Old Jai was on the verge of tears as he returned with renewed determination. He felt the whole world was urging him to break through, but he knew that it was everyone's concern for him. In the words of Jai Feiyan, the leaky windbreaker, "Old Dad, if you don't break through, how will you witness your junior turn into a dragon one day?" Indeed, old Jai's biggest obsession now wasn't how much money he made or his achievements in martial arts. He just wanted to witness that day arrive. To him, Chenju was no different than a son. A father longing for his son to excel was natural and justified. Back at the school, old Tian and the talented class prepared a celebration banquet for Lu Chenju. After a satisfying meal, old Tian said, "There are just over 4 months left until the Super Hidden Dragon competition. Everyone, put in the effort. Chenju and Hong Dao, you 2 freaks go contend for the 10 titles of Dragon City. I dare not think too much about it. Just achieving a respectable position and not bringing shame to our Sioux City branch is fine." The others felt the same. Except for Ziohe, who shyly said, "I aim to win a title in next year's Hidden Dragon competition." His goal this year was just to securely reach 9th rank. Old Tian, filled with countless emotions, raised his cup and said, "Come to our friendship to Dragon City to martial arts. Cheers." That evening, Villa 32. Li Xianghua and Lu Guoping had prepared a table full of delicious dishes. When Lu Chenju had won the Jiangnan talent competition, the 2 elders wondered if one day their child could win a national championship. Now, that beautiful dream had come true. After dinner, Lu Chenju went to the martial arts room. He practiced Heavenly Pile, while the little swallow stood on a pile in front of him. The last commercial match is also finished, and now is the time to calm the heart and cultivate, striving to perfection of the tiger spirit divine fist before the super hidden dragon competition, aiming for martial artist charge. The next day, practice room. Chenju looked at Lu Chenju, whose face was flushed red and body steaming with white vapors, and said, "Keep going. Your inner chi technique and internal explosion skill are now quite proficient. After you master them, diligently and efficiently practice golden body skill once more. With my guidance, it only needs an hour and a half. By then, your tiger spirit divine fist should also be nearing perfection. You can appropriately extend your cultivation time to 3 hours. With your talent, it is hopeful that you could reach golden body perfection in 3 years." Lu Chenju had already brought him too many surprises and accidents. 3 years to golden body perfection was something only one person he knew could achieve, and that was Lu Feng, who could be ranked among De Zia's top in the cross-training world. Lu Chenju was greatly encouraged. He began to fantasize about his appearance, beaming with golden light. Chenju reminded, "Of course, heavenly pile cultivation is the foundation. If practicing for 3 hours affects your progress in opening the acupoint, then prioritizing heavenly pile goes without saying." "I understand, teacher. By the way, congratulations on winning the national championship. Seeing you use hard qigong to dominate on the arena reminded me of my youth." "Teacher, you also have a low-class root bone, right?" "Yes." "Then you must have participated in the Pan Academy competition as well. You can check the videos of the 80th competition." Chenju smiled mysteriously, then turned and left. Lu Chenju went back and looked up the videos online, his face in shock. Master of internal and external cultivation, Arhat riding the dragon, invincible iron palm, steel leg sweep, unbeaten among his peers. The 80th Pan Academy competition champion, Chenju. Chapter 250. 179 Integrating Thoroughly, Divine Seed Transformation, 5K/2. Hiss, so the master has been by my side all along. Dragon City Martial Arts University is truly a place where dragons hide amongst the tigers. At this moment, Lu Chenju deeply felt it. He had a martial arts tree and had won a championship, but he really had no right to be complacent. It's Mr. Chenju, with his low-class root bone, who's truly impressive. Ding! Your campus card account has received a transfer from the school office of 100 Great Merit Note. Commercial Competition Championship Reward. Current balance 1500 Great Merit. Your hidden dragon list points have increased by 1000. Total score, now 18,511. Your hidden dragon list ranking has risen to 465. Lu Chenju opened his phone. Another payment had been made. Fame is growing, money coming like snowflakes. The fist is fame, the fist is profit. Lu Chenju looked at Li Fu's ranking. He had fallen behind by 10 ranks. Surpassing the martial arts geniuses, he felt a thrill inside. At the same time, Qinshan Kang's call came in. "Chenju, you've pretty much conquered the commercial competition at the Martial Arts Academy. Next, focus on practicing seriously. The true essence lies in strength. Compared to these, the super hidden dragon competition in June is what truly matters. If you can earn the title of one of Dragon City's top 10, it will greatly benefit your future rating as a martial arts genius." Time passed. A month later. Winter had completely gone, and it was the warm, blossoming March. At Stone Lake, spring was blooming. The swallows returned from the tropics, their chirping resonant. On the shore, a young man with a pet swallow perched on his shoulder started practicing his fist technique slowly, and before he knew it, a swarm of swallows were flying around him like an immortal. The pet swallow joined in with the flying swarm joyously. Lu Chenju once again tried to use the swallow return divine seed to communicate with the flock of swallows. For a moment, his soul lodged within these wild swallows. The swallow form divine intent stronger than ever before flowed into his soul like a babbling brook, following the flock over mountains and rivers, south of the equator, sweeping across the tropical seas, weaving through storms, arriving at the vast continent of Australia and returning, completing a full year's north-south migration. In his mind, a year passed in an instant. It felt like another lifetime. Flying swallow see flying unrestrained. This phrase surfaced in Lu Chenju's mind. Perhaps this was the swallow form divine intent that his master had comprehended. He felt that his swallow form fist theory had probably made a breakthrough. Mimic its shape, learn its momentum, connect with the divine. In his mind, The martial arts tree suddenly grew several inches taller, reaching 8 feet. The leaves of the martial arts tree rustled. His gaze shifted, looking at the swallow-returned fist and sea-sweeping body leaves. They were glowing, an incredibly intense light. Lu Chenju's gaze sharpened. The martial arts tree has actually changed. For a long time after reaching perfection in martial arts, the leaves would turn dull, and no matter how much Lu Chenju practiced, they remained unchanged. But he knew, beyond martial arts perfection, there was another realm that wasn't exactly a realm, that was mastery. Mastery meant fully understanding martial arts as one's own, and if one amassed enough, had high enough comprehension, one could even draw from other martial arts, extract their essence, embrace a variety of strengths, reach the pinnacle, innovate, and create one's own martial arts. Of course, to create a martial arts, one also needed the boxing realm to reach the fourth realm, understand the principle, and Lu Chenju was only just beginning to connect with the divine. But could innovation be far off once mastery was achieved? Not much later, the swallow-returned fist and sea-sweeping body leaves stopped flickering, and Lu Chenju focused his gaze. Tiny golden letters gradually appeared on the leaf. Mastery, divine seed returned to unity. Amidst the obscurity, Lu Chenju understood the meaning of these 8 characters. Following the elephant form, reaching the connect with the divine realm allows one to initially integrate the ordinary martial arts of the same routine, simplifying the complex and breaking the whole into parts. For instance, the routine of swallow-returned fist and sea-sweeping body can use the martial arts tree to merge them into one, becoming a martial art with my personal divine intention. He looked at the flying swallow sea flying routine's leaf. Swallow-returned fist, perfection can be integrated. Sea-sweeping body, perfection can be integrated. Mastery. Lu Chenju began performing the flying swallow sea flying routine on the spot, pairing fist technique and movement technique. Because his fist theory realm was now higher, it felt different. By his side, the swarm of swallows flew around Lu Chenju as if seeing him as their deity. Unnoticed an hour passed. Meanwhile, Wu Zun, who was fishing, watched the dancing with swallows Lu Chenju. My father said Chenju has the ability to communicate with swallows, and it seems truly so. Could it be that in this world, there is a martial bone Dao embryo related to swallows? Martial bone Dao embryo is a concept summarized by later generations. Just because it didn't exist before doesn't mean it doesn't exist now or in the future. I think it's feasible. I should just let my father and the Grandmaster Committee discuss and maybe devise a swallow-form martial bone Dao embryo. Now, what should I call it? Wu Zun, while fishing, looked at Lu Chenju totally relaxed. Using the endurance brought by iron crotch skill, Lu Chenju kept performing the flying swallow sea flying routine for 3 continuous hours, and Wu Zun, to watch his performance, also fished for 3 hours beside him, his fishing guard not even hitting the water. Another fruitless attempt. After finishing his spirited practice, Lu Chenju looked towards the martial arts tree, but saw the previously separate swallow-returned fist and sea-sweeping body leaves had merged into one. Focusing his gaze, the tiny lettering emerged. Please name the new martial arts. A. Does this count as new martial arts? Lu Chenju felt that he was at most a transporter, merging 2 types of martial arts through the martial arts tree into one, far from the creation of martial arts he had envisioned. Chapter 251, 179 Integrating Thoroughly, Divine Seed Transformation, 5K/3. It could be considered new martial arts, he said. Take the most common Tai Chi boxing for example, various Li Wang. There are hundreds of them. Essentially, they're all a martial art with repetitive routines and techniques, but these people have integrated some of their own insights. As long as you have the nerve, you can create new martial arts. Lu Chenju pondered for a moment, then said, Flying Swallow Sea Sweeping Fist. A new martial art, Flying Swallow Sea Sweeping Fist, has been created. A new divine seed has been born. On the martial arts tree, a blue leaf fluttered ceaselessly. Flying Swallow Sea Sweeping Fist, Perfection. Flying Swallow Sea Skimming Divine Seed, Preliminary 2nd rank, hidden within the Shaechang Acupoint. Flying Swallow Sea Sweeping, Unrestrained. Benefit 1. Swallow Insight Level 1+, enhances a slight amount above the general fist theory comprehension. Benefit 2. Swallow Form Level 2, increases a small amount of swallow form fist boxing comprehension. Benefit 3. Swallow Skill Level 1+, enhances a slight amount above the swallow form body technique comprehension. Benefit 4. Swallow Master. Ordinary swallow species will recognize you as their master. Benefit 5. Sea sweeping increases the power of swallow form fist slightly in aquatic environments. After examining the divine seed, Lu Chenju had an epiphany. What decides the level of a divine seed are the foundational benefits swallow insight, swallow form, swallow skill, which increase the fist technique or movement technique comprehension. If all three are at level 2, then the divine seed is a second-rank divine seed. The same principle applies to other elephant form boxing. The advancement to swallow form level 2 is because both swallow return divine seed and sea sweeping body divine seed have this effect. Swallow insight is unique to fist technique. Swallow skill is unique to movement technique. Those two can't stack up for advancement but are slightly strengthened. In short, swallow insight, swallow form, swallow skill are the basic benefits of phantom boxing and movement techniques present in any divine seed. They merge and either stack or strengthen. The stacking of identical benefits is straightforward. 2 at level 1 combine to level 2. The enlightenment amplification effect of a level 2 benefit is greater than the simple addition of 2 level 1s, meaning 1 plus 1 2. 2 at level 2 combine to level 3. But 2 at level 3 won't necessarily combine to level 4. Because from level 1 to 3 are just ordinary martial arts divine seeds. The gap is not that big between them. But starting at level 4 is true skill divine seed, which is a significant qualitative change. As for other non-enlightenment enhancing benefits, they vary according to the fist technique. After the fusion of divine seeds, these special effects may mutate. The original swallow nest effect mutated into swallow master. Before, ordinary swallow species were merely fond of Lu Chenju. Now ordinary swallows see him and directly acknowledge him as their master. He is the god of swallows. The original sea sweeping benefit did not mutate. Mutation isn't guaranteed. But after fusion, there are inevitably no downsides. The worst-case scenario is that it remains the same. Lu Chenju looked towards mountain crossing body and black tiger fist, which remained unchanged. My tiger form fist theory is a tad short on fire control for connecting with the divine. But once one elephant form method is mastered, all can be mastered, and it won't take long for it to advance. The reason why the swallow form fist theory advanced faster than the tiger form was all thanks to the swallow return divine seed that Lu Chenju once felt was useless. He also didn't know which tiger form fist boxing would give rise to similar divine seeds, and it wasn't possible to learn them all just for a divine seed. Thus, tiger form fist theory needed to be upgraded step by step. Besides, this fusion of martial arts did not change the chi blood, nor did it alter the martial arts realm. Essentially, it's just the integration of the original martial routine. Regardless, Lu Chenju was very satisfied. His comprehension of swallow form had deepened. He rested for a moment, then performed flying swallow sea sweeping fist. Each move, building on the basis of the original swallow return fist, added some of his own new ideas. This was a fusion of his divine intent martial arts, fitting him even more closely, unique in its own right. He clearly felt that, as a third-rate fist technique, flying swallow sea sweeping fist had slightly improved in both the power of the fist technique and the nimbleness of the movement technique. He had an idea, swept his arms back like a swallow's wings, and then leapt into Stone Lake, his feet striking the water like a swallow, creating ripples in circles. He moved like the wind, walking on waves across the lake, quickly crossing a distance of 10 zhang, then 13 zhang, 15 zhang, 30 zhang. He ran a good distance before losing the swallow form skill and fell into the water. Ha, even the perfected fist technique can take on a new life. Under normal circumstances, with his 10th rank cultivation and the sea-sweeping body, he could only step about 20 zhang at most. Now, nearing 100 meters, he truly deserved to be called lightweight water floating. Lu Chenju swam back to shore and found Wu Zun standing there. The teacher asked with curiosity, "Why did you suddenly take an interest in practicing swallow form today?" Lu Chenju told the truth. "Teacher, I've made a breakthrough in swallow form fist theory recently, so I revisited and integrated the flying swallow sea sweeping routine. I feel the power of this fist technique has increased a lot." Wu Zun was surprised inside. "Are you saying you've reached the third realm of fist theory? Have you achieved integration and understanding?" To his knowledge, some martial artists who were just starting out hadn't reached this level. How did Lu Chenju, a mediocre practitioner of swallow form, achieve connecting with the divine? Could it be that he truly is a prodigy in swallow form, possessing a martial bone Dao embryo? Lu Chenju thought for a while, then said, I can communicate with swallows. Recently, I always have this sense of my spirit residing in a swallow, wandering thousands of miles. And then, the swallow form fist theory naturally had its breakthrough. Wu Zun looked at him oddly and said, Are you sure you can only communicate with swallows? Yes. Lu Chenju whistled, and the flock of swallows from the clouds dived down and circled around him. Several perched on his head and shoulders. The little chirpy ones called out in cute voices. Wu Zun thought it was curious and bizarre. All right, I understand. Being able to communicate only with swallows was indeed not Mystic Bird's voice. But advancing in fist theory realm is elusive and extremely difficult. This boy's comprehension is truly phenomenal. Go back now, that'll be all. Wu Zun packed up his fishing gear and headed towards his father's villa. Chapter 252. 180 Zio Lu with 50 million 3K requesting monthly tickets and subscriptions. Master Wu's residence. The Grandmaster practicing Heavenly Pile looked at Wu Zun. Has Chenju's fist theory realm broken through? Yes, he can communicate with the swallows. I know that, but what's the connection? Isn't merely taming and communicating. He can project his spirit into the swallows, perceiving the divine intention. Father, isn't the reason why the Mystic Bird's voice is a martial bone Dao embryo, because it involves projecting the spirit into hundreds of birds, understanding the divine intention, and thus better comprehending the bird form, paired with astonishing comprehension, making cultivation twice as effective with half the effort. That's true, but I've never heard of a martial bone Dao embryo specifically for the swallow form. Perhaps Chenju has not fully awakened yet. There's some sense to that. I'll ask the Grandmaster Committee another day, but with Chenju's talent now, even if he isn't considered a martial bone Dao embryo, he will sooner or later become a martial arts genius. Whether he is a martial bone Dao embryo or not doesn't have a big impact on him. I see it clearly now. This lad's potential is like water in a sponge, always able to squeeze out a bit more. 3 days later, in the early morning. Villa number 32. The spring breeze at dawn blew across the balcony, carrying the chorus of swallows circling above the villa into Lu Chenju's mind, who had just finished practicing the iron crotch skill as he looked towards the martial arts tree. 18 Arhat's golden body skill, proficient 33%. Iron crotch skill, small success 66%. It seems that the iron crotch skill will reach great success by May. By then, my vitality and endurance will improve a bit more. The original purpose of cultivating this method was to protect the crotch. Now I discover that the greatest benefit of this skill is actually the enhancement of endurance. As for the golden body skill, once proficient, practicing 2 hours every day only increases proficiency by 1%. Achieving mastery will also have to wait until May. He was very satisfied with this progress. He didn't expect before to master the golden body skill as a martial artist. It was ordinary martial arts that could still be of great use after breaking through limitations. These days, Lu Chenju felt that his tiger form fist theory had improved, likely due to the boost from understanding the swallow form, anticipating a breakthrough this month. His main focus was on tiger form, and his proficiency in tiger form was far higher than in swallow form, needing just a little nudge to derive further insights. The tiger spirit divine fist and the tiger shadow mysterious steps were progressing methodically. Both were first-class martial arts, difficult to master. Reaching the late stages required painstaking effort before breaking through. At breakfast, Lu Chenju was looking at the news on his phone while eating. A police announcement caught his attention. After efforts by Sioux City's military and police, along with the masters from various martial arts halls of Sioux City, Pingjiang Martial Arts University, Sioux City Dragon Martial, and other sectors of society, the virtual disaster that erupted in Tehu has been contained. Most of the escaped void things belong to the demon category, not good at hiding. If the residents of Sioux City notice any demons lurking around, please report to the police in time, and Sioux City martial artists are welcome to slay the demons and eradicate evil. So it's finally been settled. Judging by the tone of the police, there must still be some demons remaining. I heard some demons are good at disguising themselves, even transforming into human form. Such demons are the most troublesome. As long as there's no great void, He's not afraid, but given that so many void things escaped that day, it's possible that some might be hiding in Sioux City, so he has to be cautious when going out in the future. The business competition has now ended, and before the Super Dragon Martial Tournament, aside from the school's practical tasks, he won't go anywhere else, just laying low until the martial artists emerge once more. When the time comes, no matter what kind of demons or ghosts there are, all will be crushed. Ding, the phone delivered a text message notification. Lu Chenju was drawn back from his thoughts. Your account ending in 9527 has received a transfer of 8 million from the Martial Arts Association. Note, championship prize of the Wan Pavilion competition, after taxes, current balance 20.8 million. Your account ending in 9527 has received a transfer of 28 million from Taoist Science and Technology. Note, talent training contract and tax compensation, current balance 48.8 million. Lu Chenju, someone who had experienced much of the world. He had even shaken hands with the peak of martial arts, yet he couldn't hide his excitement at the moment. No other reason but fear of poverty. Nearly 50 million in savings feels like a dream. Originally, Jai Chuantong had also intended to transfer some money to Chenju after the competition. However, Chenju anticipated and prevented it in advance, suggesting his master keep it for medicine instead. Now, his master's ability to make money is likely not as good as his own. Even so, if his master faces difficulties in the future, it may be his turn to help his master. As the saying goes, repayment of kindness needs to be as profound as a spring's return for a droplet of water. But for now, his master doesn't need his help. Once the money was in his account, Lu Chenju wasted no time. He went home, opened the official website of the Martial Arts Association, and found the page for martial arts equipment, specifically the armor category. Advanced protective suit, armor. Defense power, high level, comes with a void force field after being fully charged, can last for 5 minutes. Within these 5 minutes, high danger level spiritual form cannot approach. It can withstand regular large caliber rifle bullets, waterproof, fireproof, and resistant to acid corrosion. Price 30 million. The effects of the high-level protective suit can only be described as extraordinary. Placed in ancient times, it wouldn't be an overstatement to call it divine armor. Of course, the price isn't pleasing, but he can purchase it at an internal price from Taoist Science and Technology, being able to obtain it for 27 million, and there's stock available at the moment. Lu Chenju takes a deep breath and presses the button. After completing the payment, he saw that only 21.8 million remained in his account. There go 3 properties in the inner city of Sioux City. This kind of high-tech stuff has no real relevance for ordinary people. After a thought, Lu Chenju bought another low-level protective suit. The old protective suit I'm replacing, let Dad wear it. This new one, let Mom wear it. The world isn't so peaceful nowadays, and schools aren't absolutely safe either. Just in case, this money had to be spent. 3 days later. Heavenly Pile class. Lu Chenju looked at his right hand. Accompanied by a feeling of clarity surging into his mind, a stream of mysterious power also flowed into his body, filling his qi blood. Zhangzhou Acupoint is open. This acupoint was related to laying the foundation for martial arts and refining the body after breaking through limitations. He sought out Wu Zun and learned the pile skill for the Wangu Acupoint. This time, the teacher didn't say it was crucial. The Wangu Acupoint mainly served to strengthen Yang Qi. Compared to the previous acupoints, it indeed wasn't that important. After mastering the new acupoint, Lu Chenju pondered. Including Wangu, I still have 9 acupoints to open, and only 9 months left this year. If I want to sprint to becoming a martial artist this year, I will need to open 1 acupoint per month. Even if I achieve perfection with Tiger Spirit Divine Fist and extend my Heavenly Pile cultivation time, it will be difficult to achieve. It seemed like he wouldn't become a martial artist until he was at least 19. It took 4 years from entering the beginner stage to breaking through the shackles. He may not compare to some amazing martial bone Taoists, but he had tried his best. He'll surpass others after becoming a martial artist. After class, Chen Zion stopped Lu Chenju. Chenju, spar with me for a round. Just yesterday, she too had successfully made a breakthrough, stepping into the 10th rank. In the genius class, only Zio he was left at the late 8th rank. Lu Chenju smiled and said, "All right." Chen Ziyuan knew she couldn't defeat Lu Chenju. She just wanted to see the gap between them. After bowing to each other, she swiftly moved to attack, accompanied by a sharp whistling sound. Her arms were like whips that bent and then snapped straight, cracking 3 times before bursting towards Lu Chenju. Triple Serpent Echo. Lu Chenju stepped in a figure 8 to dodge the attack, then lightly palmed toward Chen Ziyuan's delicate neck. She arches her body backward, using her long legs like whips coming at him. This girl was using her limbs entirely as whips. The loss at the last branch school's Rising Dragon competition made Chen Ziyuan realize that, before advancing to martial artist, she must learn to integrate her whip techniques with her fist technique. This way, she wouldn't lose too much combat power in the arena without a weapon. This was the inspiration she got from watching Lu Chenju's match and from an amazed swordsman. In the genius class, there are no mediocre students. Seeing his peers progress, Lu Chenju also felt gratified. He still wanted to make a name for their group in the branch school. His punches were like spears, continuously deflecting Chen Ziyuan's hand whips and leg whips, not needing to rely on hard qigong. His mastery in Tiger Swallow dual forms alone was enough to corner her. Flying Swallow Sea Sweeping Fist took Lu Chenju's swallow form skill to a higher level, swallows becoming phoenixes. The essence of the swallow that pervaded every move Lu Chenju made caused Chen Ziyuan's expression to shift slightly. She knew that Chenju's swallow form fist theory had certainly reached a breakthrough realm. This kind of divine essence reminded Chen Ziyuan of that woman back at the main division. Class 9 of Dragon Ascending, Fangzhu. This woman was an exceedingly rare phoenix form practitioner. The phoenix, king of bird forms, as challenging as the dragon form. Like the dragon form, this kind of fist technique, even at its weakest, is considered first-class martial arts. Normally, one needs to begin with other bird forms as a foundation, and then gradually transition to the phoenix form. However, that woman Fangzhu started with ape form, and after what seemed to be an awakening, she directly switched to phoenix form, still advancing rapidly, astounding teachers and students at the Dragon City main branch. This is the terrifying martial bone Taoist, completely defying all norms. After about 100 moves, Lu Chenju began to exert force. Swallow form representing yin, tiger form representing yang with tiger-swallow dual forms, one virtual, one real, he overwhelmed Chen Ziyuan. Bang! The palm strike from Lu Chenju, though pulled back, hit Chen Ziyuan's smooth abdomen. Rings of muscle undulated outward before the explosion of tiger form dark force resounded. Chen Ziyuan felt as though she was a pregnant mother in her 10th month, being kicked and punched by the baby inside. Her face turned pale as she cried out and fell to the ground. Are you okay? Lu Chenju now had an entire point more chi blood than Chen Ziyuan. Even with his strike pulled back, the girl likely couldn't withstand it. Chen Ziyuan, clutching her abdomen, said, I'm fine, don't hold back just because I'm a girl. Otherwise, I won't be able to improve. When we spar in the future, just push me hard. She was harsh on herself, too. Then I'll leave. Lu Chenju smiled slightly and turned to leave. Chen Ziyuan was sitting on the cold floor. She couldn't help but scoff. That guy. Martial artists that are extremely passionate about martial arts tend to be very straightforward. And it's even more so in the genius class. Compared to the rest, Lu Chenju was already one of the gentler ones. She had sparred with Yao Cheng. That guy left her lying on the floor and just left. Security room. Lu Chenju was excited. His protective suit had arrived. Back home, Lu Chenju opened the neatly packed box. Inside, a jet-black protective suit lay neatly folded, looking no different from ordinary clothing at first glance. Lu Chenju picked it up. There was even a wireless charging port on the chest of the garment. Advanced protective suit in hand. Chapter 253, 181-3 Major Martial Arts, 4K. Lu Chenju took out the instruction manual from the box. Void force field device. This force field has a certain defensive effect only against spiritual bodies and certain cultist evil techniques. It cannot withstand bullets or normal physical attacks. A full charge takes 30 minutes, and when fully powered up, the force field can last for 5 minutes, capable of withstanding high-risk void things. At normal power, it can last for 10 minutes. For ordinary people, those few minutes could be a life-saving straw. For Lu Chenju, going out no longer meant worrying about being sneak attacked by evil techniques or void things without having time to react. He stroked the surface of the advanced protective suit, akin to shark skin, and it seemed to have some bionic design to reduce resistance in water and air. In this way, whether moving at high speeds or fighting underwater, he would be like a fish in water. However, the most powerful feature of the high-level protective suit is its bulletproof memory alloy capable of withstanding large-caliber rifles and sniper rifles. No need to worry about being sniped and assassinated by cultists or black knights. Their firearms won't stand a chance. If they had high-tech weapons, they wouldn't hide in the shadows making minor moves. They would openly engage in high-tech warfare with the authorities. Additionally, the protective suit could also weaken and buffer the impact of dark force attacks from martial artists punching from a distance, but only to a certain extent. It was impossible to completely prevent it. The strength of dark force lay precisely in that. With my Arhat golden body formative state, plus the high-level protective suit, I should be able to withstand attacks from those just entering the realm of martial artists for a moment, right? I won't be left with broken bones and ruptured internal organs from a touch of innate strength and die. Lu Chenju charged the protective suit, and soon after an orange glow lit up on the indicator light on the chest of the suit, flashing continuously, with a voice prompt. Power 100%. Interesting, it feels like powering up a mech suit. Lu Chenju put on the protective suit, and instantly he felt a smooth sensation enveloping him, as comfortable and cozy as a baby in a mother's womb. It was early spring and still a bit chilly, but the suit continuously provided a warm sensation. In summer, it would feel cool to the touch, deserving of a high-end product. Lu Chenju looked at himself in the mirror. The protective suit was designed to protect the entire body closely, perfectly outlining his well-proportioned muscular figure. He casually executed a set of black tiger fist techniques, completely unaffected. Moreover, he felt that the suit might especially fit the human body so well that during punching, it was like wrapping bandages or wearing a kidney belt, concentrating his power more and making his strikes more explosive. The same fist technique also felt a tad more powerful. This 30 million is well spent. Technology changes martial arts. Next, it was time to test the protective suit's defensive power. Lu Chenju subjected it to burning, stabbing, blunt impacts, and even attacks with the high-tech alloy weapon Mountain Lord Fist blade on the arms. Even with hammer strikes, much of the force was dissipated, and when it came to Mountain Lord Fist blades cutting, only sparks were produced. This indicated that in terms of puncture resistance, the protective suit was flawless. The only damage that could affect him was from the impact force, but with his golden film and 10th-rank body, attacks from martial artists below were like tickling him. As for martial artists of high caliber, he had to test that. After confirming there were no quality issues with the protective suit, Lu Chenju put on his training clothes and took 2 other protective suits, one new and one old, to his parents, who were practicing their fist technique. Dad, Mom, from now on, wear this all the time except when you're sleeping or bathing. A protective suit. Yes, when you wear it, you're invulnerable to ordinary people's weapons. All right. The old couple knew that Lu Chenju had bought even better suits. After putting them on, they found that their movements weren't affected at all. Li Zhanghu exclaimed, "The technology nowadays is incredibly powerful." Lu Gyoping said, "But we ordinary people don't seem to feel much in our daily life." Technology was advancing, but when it came to combating the void realm, the tech tree was largely focused on curing the void and martial arts. Most protected ordinary people indeed hardly noticed. Lu Chenju asked, "Mom, when do you think you'll master your fist technique, and how is your chi blood?" Li Zhanghu had good comprehension. If she had the conditions to practice her fist technique properly from the start, Lu Chenju thought, by now, his mother might also be a master of the Hua realm. Unfortunately, it was too late. However, he always bought martial arts supplements for his parents, and with occasional hands-on guidance from him, a martial artist at the extreme limit realm, his parents made good progress in martial arts. Basic boxing wasn't that hard with good conditions, and he managed to reach great success before he awakened his martial arts tree, even while attending classes and squeezing in martial arts training in his spare time. Li Zhanghu said, "It's getting there, I'll master it this year, and in a few years my chi blood might even reach 1. With a healthier body, we can save a lot on medical expenses." Lu Chenju nodded. "Keep practicing, you don't have to work anyway." Lu Gyoping said, "Don't worry, son, we'll perfect our fist technique before we can't move anymore. We're not aiming to become entry-level martial artists, just to live to be 100. For his parents to live healthily to the age of 100 was Lu Chenju's only wish. With his progress, he couldn't assure he would break through 7 within 100 years. But given time, he was confident that he could become a top-level strong man. He also hoped his parents could see the day he rose like a dragon. Longevity, sigh. Suddenly, Lu Chenju remembered Zhang Fei, the 3 cannon hammers who joined the cult out of fear of death. Longevity was a big issue for martial artists. Martial arts wasn't like cultivating immortality. Even a martial arts grandmaster could only live for 300 years. He was unclear about the lifespan of those at the absolute peak of martial arts, but he didn't think it would be much longer. Chapter 254, 181 3 Great Martial Arts, 4K/2. I don't know if technology can help people live longer. Swift steeds fly past the window, and April has arrived. During the Qingming festival, rain falls in abundance. Over the past month, void things have continuously appeared in Sioux City, including not a few great voids. To encourage martial artists to join the ranks of hunting void, Sioux City police issued a 1-year hunting void order, doubling the bounty for killing void things within the period. If one can get great void relics, they could earn several million before and after the slaying of a great void. Most ordinary martial artists, in fact, don't earn as much as Jai Chuantong. After all, Old Jai's martial arts hall's business is now among the top in Sioux City, starting at 20 million in annual revenue with a sizable net profit, so several million is indeed not a small sum. This is enough for them to purchase plenty of great medicine to maintain their cultivation. According to incomplete statistics, due to the aftermath of the previous virtual disaster outbreak, the number of people who have died or gone missing because of void things has soared to 268. How many of these were Black Knights and cultists fishing in troubled waters remains unknown. Sioux City is not peaceful, and neither are other places able to enjoy tranquil years. March 3rd. In Kunlun land, a powerful Void King caused trouble and battled with giant Dongla Yi Qingcheng, a heavenly list grandmaster from Kunlun Martial Arts University, in the Oasis. The grandmaster killed it with his thunderous might. He is ranked 10th on the heavenly list from the Hua Mountain era, his strength nearing a breakthrough 5th restraint. March 9th. In Heavenly Mansion, a Void King said to have been severely wounded by the grandmasters of ancient times and hid in Gagang Mountain, the king of Shushan, woke up and seized the opportunity to cause trouble. At that time, the sky was filled with red clouds, the snowy mountain stained with blood, and the Void King boasted about wanting to bloodwash the human world for 3,000 nights. Then it was instantly killed by the great grandmaster from Qingcheng Martial Arts University. In the era when the Void King was active, martial arts grandmasters were already land immortals. There weren't many in the whole of Dazia, and great grandmasters, just a handful throughout the whole world. It did not expect that after sleeping for 1,000 years, the world had changed, and people were no longer the same. Great King times have changed. March 30th. In the south, a Void King awoke in the depths of the sea cavern from the South Sea, causing trouble in the South Sea Islands. It was slain by a grandmaster from Nanshan Martial Arts University, becoming the 3rd Void King to be executed. The appearance of a Void King is a level 4 virtual disaster, just like a heavenly calamity. In March alone, there were 3 consecutive 4th-level virtual disasters. This was unheard of in previous years. All this and the Tehu virtual calamity are closely connected. It's as if the Void Kings from the Void Realm received instructions from some powerful beings and took action simultaneously. The Void Control Department, Martial Arts Department, and many other departments issued a joint notice. Since the chaos at Tehu Lake, the activity from the Void Realm far exceeded the past. From now on, the entire nation's people and martial artists, all industries and sectors of Dazia, need to enter a state of wartime preparedness. Martial arts universities naturally cannot shirk their responsibilities. The frequency of virtual disaster-related tasks recently released by various schools has noticeably increased, and the other 2 calamities have also risen in tandem. 3 calamities are from one family. Leading with virtual calamity, black calamity, and evil calamity muddy the waters. In Dazia, where martial arts experts occupy half the world, and science and technology are also very strong, virtual disasters still cause trouble. Outside Dazia, the situation is even more perilous. Silver Eagle Federation. At Yellowstone Park, 7 great void kings who call themselves the 7 demons of hell have appeared, capable of burrowing through the earth and triggering magma and geothermal fire. In Western legend, these void things are generally called flame demons, and in Dazia they are called fire ghosts. The 7 demons utilize the magma veins to engage in guerrilla tunnel warfare with the Silver Eagle Federation's powerful fighters. This outraged the king of the Federation era from all nations, Jia Lai, ranked 4th on the powerful list. He alone entered the Earth's crust, personally capturing the 7 demons. 3 days and nights later, Jia Lai tore the 7 demons apart with his hands in the magma, bathing in the blood of the Demon King. This was his first move since the Hua Mountain martial arts tournament, shocking the world. What is called an invincible body, this is it. South Asia. In the Po-Suo ancient country, a disaster-level void thing, flying demon, with strength comparable to breakthrough 5th constraint, appeared. Such void things are like the mythical creatures of legend and are also known as great void kings. If not killed in time, they will inevitably destroy cities or even nations. Po-Suo is proficient in ancient spiritual cultivation and has many top-level powerful fighters. In terms of martial arts strength, it is a great nation. Flying Demon had only devoured the people of one village when it was captured by the ruler of Po-Suo ancient country, the breakthrough 7-person ranked 3rd in all nations, Po-Suo Emperor Daihengyan, who manifested from afar and contained it within his spirit kingdom. Po-Suo Emperor, the first spiritual practitioner of the ancient country. This person integrated the ancient yoga with spiritual practice, pioneering the 3rd great martial arts system for humanity, spiritual practitioners. This sect advocates the mind surpasses matter, transcending and becoming holy, which is completely different from Dazia's martial arts principle of spirit, energy, and essence combined. Martial arts of Dazia, Western fighters, spiritual practitioners. These 3 systems all gave birth to individuals who have broken through the 7 restraints, representing the top martial arts of the world. But without a doubt, with the simultaneous cultivation of essence, energy, and spirit, Dazia's martial arts have produced the most individuals who have broken the 7 restraints. Dazia martial artists have always disagreed with the philosophy of the mind surpasses matter. Spirit martial arts believes that human mortal flesh is a shackle. But is the human body really such an inconvenient thing? All over the world, battles flare up. The Void Realm is showing humans its terrifying strength. These are just appetizers. Sioux City Dragon Marshal Lu Chenju was browsing the school's intranet. The forum had been quite lively these days. One hot topic was the upcoming Super Dragon Marshal competition in 2 months, where everyone was discussing who could make it into the Dragon City 10. A list of candidates was drawn up, including both he and Wang Hongdao, Guo Bai, Ding Jinkyu, Li Luojun, Zhao Tiandian, and the hot favorite for the title of Dragon City's #1 seed, Li Fu, totaling more than 20 contenders. These individuals were not ordinary 10th ranks. Even the weakest among them was much stronger than the likes of Old Tian, and their chi blood must have surpassed 7.5. Of course, what Lu Chenju cared about most was Li Fu, a martial bone Taoist, the most likely candidate to snatch the title of the first son of Dragon City. There were plenty of rumors about him on the forum. Rumor has it that Li Fu's chi blood has reached its limit, and he is currently combining the 3 forces. For real, with 8 points of chi blood, doesn't that mean a sure win? He's only 16, right? That's a martial bone Taoist for you. Li Fu awakened late. Those who awakened earlier are already martial artists at 16, it's monstrous. Of course, there were also many who supported him. There are rumors that Lu Chenju from the branch school is also a martial bone Taoist. He reached 10th rank a few months ago, and he defeated Wang Hongdao squarely. By the time of the competition, his chi blood might also reach 8. It's hard to say whose dear it will be. This year, other branches have seen several strong newcomers too. Ding Jinkyu could contend with veteran 10th ranks last year, and after a year of lying low, his chi blood has also reached 8, I believe. He might even have combined the 3 forces already, just lacking in acupoints. Indeed, it feels like several of the seed players are very strong this year. According to the historical cycle law of Dazia over thousands of years, whenever there's unrest in the world, a monstrous talent will emerge. This year, with frequent occurrences of the virtual disaster and battles raging, it is foreseeable that there will be a fierce competition among geniuses, a real clash of dragons and tigers. Another hot topic everyone discussed these days was the virtual disaster. This was also Lu Chenju's concern. He had finally secured a peaceful life in a top-level martial university. He didn't know how long it could last. If the virtual disaster intensified, then the top-level martial universities would have to mobilize everyone for war. By then, he too would have to head to the battlefield to fight against the void things. A martial arts university was never just a school. The 24 top-level martial arts universities were Zia's 24 national swords, and the establishment of a 12-year compulsory martial arts school education was also aimed at training martial arts warriors to combat the three threats. Lu Chenju was not afraid to fight. On the contrary, he craved a fierce, satisfying battle. It was just that his strength was not enough yet. His gaze turned to the martial arts tree. Iron crotch skill, small success 98%. 18 Arhat's golden body skill, proficiency 63%. Tiger shadow mysterious steps, mastery 83%. Tiger spirit divine fist, great success 58%. In the next 2 days, I'll break through the iron crotch skill once and improve my chi blood a little. As for the golden body skill, reaching mastery before the competition will suffice. Tiger shadow mysterious steps can reach small success this month. Tiger spirit divine fist should be around the end of May. Reaching 8 points of chi blood before the competition is not a big issue. Once Tiger Spirit Divine Fist is perfected, I'll have more time to practice Heavenly Pile. Only by breaking free and becoming a martial artist soon can I wield extraordinary power. Only then, when facing the increasingly rampant bull spirits and snake gods, the menacing spirits and monsters, will I have the strength to fight. Chapter 255, 182 Golden Jade Ming King 4K. Silver Eagle Federation. North Alaska. Mammoth Ancient Tomb. Northern North America once had giants too. However, they were not the African elephants or Asian elephants of today, but the mammoth giant elephants. Such ancient beasts as mammoths, possessing immense strength and unparalleled physical bodies, were extinct, but a supergiant elephant once appeared on the ancient murals of North America. Holy Image King Beliphant. According to ancient records, this was the king who controlled both earth and fire. The Arctic current brought piercingly cold winds like knives, and on the wilderness of the Mammoth Ancient Tomb, 2 figures, resembling ascetic monks, walked in the vast snowy field wearing only trousers. Rickon's eyes sparkled with brilliance, displaying the silent wisdom of the elephant. By his side stood a bald old man over 3 meters tall, his arms thick as titanic pythons with veins and muscles that seemed like the torture devices of demons. Elephant King Belrand. Earth List rank 66 fighting master, just a step away from becoming a fighting grandmaster. Yet the final realm of the holy image was like a chasm, hard to cross. Roar, roar. Several lean brown bears that had just ended their hibernation charged towards them. Belrand said indifferently, "Rickon, take care of them." "Okay, teacher." Rickon moved like an ancient elephant running wild in the wilderness. Soon the 2 brown bears were flung away, frantically fleeing. Belrand nodded slightly. "I never expected that Rickett would actually send me a decent successor. I thought he was just a clumsy kid, but now he has surprised me." After Rickon returned, he asked, "Teacher, did the Holy Image King really exist?" Many indigenous myths are actually their objective records. The holy image relics we're heading to wouldn't have ancient evil spirits, would they? What scared? Not scared. Relax, this relic site is the holy land of the Holy Image sect. Since ancient times, countless masters have visited it for worship and observation. Even if there were evil spirits, they would have been exterminated by the strong. Besides, with your teacher here, what is there to fear? I hope I can use this opportunity to comprehend high-level easing techniques. Belrand looked at the naive young man and said nothing. Ever since Rickon arrived in North America, his cultivation had progressed much faster than before, just like opening the acupoint. According to his observations over the years, this young man might really possess the credentials of the Holy Image. He had taken this young man to travel across North America on foot and engage in rigorous cultivation, just to make a pilgrimage to the Holy Image relics, and to test using the methods left by the ancient sages. Rickon followed behind his teacher, lost in thought. I wonder what realm Lu is at now. The physical cultivation of the Holy Image School was almost isolated from the outside world. Anyway, he was already close to the 7th rank, and only 1 step away from mastering high-level techniques. With Lu's talent for sudden insight, he must be close to the 9th rank, right? At the All-Nations Martial Arts competition 7 years later, I definitely must fight Lu atop Mount Huangshan as a fighter. He had dreamt of that day for the past year. Several days later, April 8. Dragon City Martial Arts University, main campus. The Super Hidden Dragon Tournament was drawing nearer. Chi Blood Measurement Room. Congratulations, your Chi Blood value is 8, reaching the current realm's limit. Li Fu finished his stance and stood still, his heart as calm as an ancient well. The Heavenly Dragon Hand is perfected, 30 acupoints open, Chi Blood also at its limit. Only 3 forces combined is left. I wonder if I can succeed within 2 months. If I do, I won't need to participate in the Super Hidden Dragon Tournament. As for the competition among the martial artists group, with my initial strength, there's no need to join. Li Fu was not particularly fixated on being one of the Dragon City 10. He also didn't want to compete with others much, not understanding why, but during this period, he always felt as if invisible eyes were sinisterly and twistedly spying on him. He was a person of a Buddhist nature, not wanting to be on anyone's mind. Champing Branch School. A figure was fighting 2 opponents on the stage and not falling behind. Below the stage, many were impressed. Truly the #1 person in our branch school, and possibly a martial bone Taoist. With the strength of Guo Bai, being one of the Dragon City 10 is secure. Becoming the top 1 in Dragon City is not without hope. Qinggeng Branch School. Ding Jinkyu looked at the leaderboard. Lu Chenju, 465. Ding Jinkyu, 478. Who exactly is this person from Sioux City Dragon Martial? He possessed a top-class root bone and the posture of sudden insight. One could say his talent was infinitely close to being a martial bone Taoist. Having already been rated as a special class talent, he was still being firmly suppressed by Lu Chenju. He was somewhat puzzled. Could it be because he cultivates both internally and externally and gets extra points? Central Plains Branch School, Stone City Branch School, and those geniuses from the main campus, Dragon Ascending class had already begun preparing for this year's Super Hidden Dragon Tournament 2 months in advance. Lu Chenju, ranked even higher on the Hidden Dragon list than Li Fu, was undoubtedly a key focus for them. Li Fu was a martial bone Taoist. What was Lu Chenju? April 10, early morning. Jiangnan region, another spring amid the misty rain. By Stone Lake, light rain and swallows flying in pairs. In Villa number 32, bedroom, curtains closed even during the day. Lu Chenju was practicing the iron crotch skill. After some rubbing, an indescribable exhilarating power flowed in the groin and pubic areas, as if a volcano was about to erupt, the heat from the acupoints transforming Lu Chenju's limbs and bones, elevating Chi blood. Exhilarating. Lu Chenju looked at the martial arts tree. Iron crotch skill, great success 1%. Broke through. He had started cultivating this hard Qigong method since last July, and in just 9 months it had achieved great success. It seems his talent in that area is also not bad. By the second half of this year, it's expected that the iron crotch skill can be perfected. Lu Chenju was curious. What kind of divine seed could this method nurture once perfected? Chapter 256, 182 Jinyu Mingking 4K /2. Lu Chenju opened the curtains and balcony doors, and a group of swallows chirped as they flew into his house, flitting around him. Lu Chenju practiced flying swallow sea sweeping fist, using this fist technique to comprehend the divine intent of the swallow form, and then using swallow form's divine intent as a breakthrough to enhance the fist theory realm of the tiger form, aiming to reach the connect with the divine realm. After finishing his workout, he went to the Chi blood measurement room. Congratulations, your Chi blood value has reached 7.38. Not bad, second-class hard Qi Gong has also improved some Chi blood. Evening. Chenju's house. Taking a long breath as if harvesting the spirituality from the heavens and the earth, like a Qi refiner, Lu Chenju raised his arms up to chest level and bent his knees into a low horse stance. While practicing Heavenly Pile, the voice of Chenju came drifting. Imagine there is an enormous tree in front of you and you are a giant strong man, a heavenly descending Arhat. Then energize from bottom to top and uproot the tree. Arhat tree pulling focuses on cultivating the strength in the core, the waist, hips, and the divine power in both arms. Following the guidance of his mentor, Lu Chenju adjusted his movements. After practicing for an hour, he paused to rest while Chenju, still in a standing pile position, looked at Lu Chenju's crotch area. By the way, what progress have you made with your iron crotch skill? Master, I've achieved great success. Chenju had merely asked casually. Unexpectedly, this kid had quietly achieved great success. It should be noted that, although iron crotch skill is considered a second-class hard qigong, it is considerably more difficult than techniques like the iron sand palm. He couldn't help but take another look at Lu Chenju's crotch area. This kid's talent is quite something. After practicing at Chenju's home for 2 hours, Lu Chenju changed his clothes and left the villa. Madame Chen, watching Lu Chenju leave more vigorously than ever, thought to herself. From my observations of Chenju, this child has probably broken through his iron crotch skill. With every breakthrough in iron crotch skill, a man's essence, energy, and spirit can elevate. The crotch area involves many bodily functions. Refining essence and transforming qi. Refining qi and transforming spirit. Back home, Lu Chenju turned on his phone. Someone from the Vajra group had requested to add him on WeChat. Brother Lu, I'm new here, let's connect. Lu Chenju hadn't paid attention to the Vajra group for a while. He just found out that Lu Feng had recently added quite a few people to it. Someone seemed to recognize him and wanted to add him as a friend. Lu Chenju accepted, as he never posts anything anyway. In the Vajra group chat, Wang Gang flamboyantly posted a photo of his hands sparkling with stars and golden light. Shortly after, Liu Ying messaged in the group chat. Liu Ying, have you perfected your vigorous Vajra palm? Wang Gang, still at great success, but I've begun to develop a bit of a golden film. Liu Ying, impressive. Wang Gang, Sister Liu, is your primordial skill nearing perfection. Liu Ying, tough, probably next year. Lu Chenju thought to himself. Second-class hard qigong is not so easily perfected. But these individuals being able to practice to such levels is already quite extraordinary. Once Wang Gang gets into Galaxy Martial University and receives guidance from a specialized hard qigong instructor, plus his cultivating methods in the Hua realm, he would have no rival within his realm this year. If Brother Wang focused on inner boxing, he would have been in the genius class by now. Despite Wang Gang's loud and boisterous manner, his talent is genuinely noteworthy. He wastes so much time on hard qigong, yet still ranks among the top in his class. Focusing on inner boxing, he would be no less talented than Senior Chen Yuan. He admired Wang Gang's perseverance. One day, Wang Gang would surely see the clouds part and the moon shine. He scrolled through the chat history. Liu Ying and Luo Gang, these two almost take a Vajra group mission every month. Not everyone is as wealthy as Lu Chenju. He doesn't lack money and doesn't want to waste time. Once he becomes a martial artist, he could undertake harder tasks, earn some Vajra points, and purchase higher-level cross-training potions and techniques. He had his eyes on a true skill-level cross-training method. Golden Bell Jade Drum Ming King Body. This cultivation technique is essentially a cross-training for the whole body and can be considered an advanced version of the 18 Arhats Golden Body skill. With a foundation in Golden Body skill, he wouldn't be slow to practice. If this true skill could reach perfection, it could cultivate an extremely powerful Golden Jade Ming King body. Like a Ming King in this world, dominating everything. As far as he knew, Chen Jiu was currently practicing this true skill. Tehu. After several months of effort by the military, the void things hidden in the water were mostly eradicated, only that some remote areas might still harbor void things. But this place is rarely visited, and they pose little danger in themselves. Covering thousands of square kilometers, Tehu is vast. It is unrealistic to eradicate every last one of the void things, so the military has also issued a reward, encouraging martial artists to hunt void things in Tehu with significant rewards. The rewards are not only money, but also some of the military's secret true skills. These are thorough slaying true skills, coveted by many. Normally, unless joining the military, there is no chance to learn them. However, these are special times, calling for special measures. This day, a martial artist was patrolling the lake surface. His eyes were like a dragon's, his body agile, stepping on the lake's surface like a dragon navigating water, the very Jiang Jiao Li Zhen. Suddenly, a figure appeared ahead on the lake, standing with hands behind his back. Unmoving, he stood on the water without sinking. Li Zhen, recognizing this person's face, showed an expression of terror. Immortal binding hand, Tang Zheng. Without a word, he turned and fled. Tang Zheng was a once-in-a-century genius from Pingjiang Martial Arts University, his talents and strength no less than the graduates from the elite classes of the top martial university. A martial arts master long ago, he was certainly not an opponent Li Zhen could handle. Tang Zheng fled abroad, didn't he? How dare he come back? After running a mile across the lake, he grabbed his phone. He must call the police and report this. This man's return must be on a mission from the Carefree Travel Organization. The figure silently watched the fleeing Jiang Jiao. He was young and handsome, tall with unusually slender fingers and thick knuckles. Sioux City's #1 on the bounty list, Tang Zheng. That's right, the second was the missing Chen Yangjing. Tang Zheng's eyes reminisced. Sioux City, long time no see. Jiang Jiao Li Zhen, I remember you once hunted down my men, didn't you? He reached under his training clothes with his pale right hand, and around his right arm wound a nearly invisible nanomaterial golden thread. He pinched a silver needle between his slender fingers. Think you can run? He flicked his finger and the needle, faster than a bullet, tore through the air. Where it passed, the fierce wind tore apart the lake surface a mile ahead. All the fish and shrimp life forms all perished. Li Zhen felt shivers down his spine, his back going cold. He desperately channeled all his power to guard his back. Splurch! The silver needle penetrated the power and advanced protective suit and entered his body, accurately piercing through the 70 major acupoints he had developed, and then whistled out from his nostrils, shooting skyward. Touching the blood trickling from his nose, his eyes wide with terror. Grandmaster. In the blink of an eye, a week passed. April 17th. Lu Chenju was practicing Tiger Spirit Divine Strike. During this time, he had nearly read through all the fist theory books and works left by predecessors of the tiger form in the school library. Just the great merit, he had spent dozens, and he felt he was close to a breakthrough realm in tiger form fist theory. Fist theory is elusive, but the feeling was strong. For 3 consecutive days, Lu Chenju was immersed in this state to comprehend the divine intent of tiger form, not only practicing Tiger Spirit Divine Strike, but on a whim, he would also revisit Black Tiger Fist and Tiger Supreme Fist. Fist techniques vary in level, but the theories resonate, especially the Black Tiger Fist. As a fundamental, its theory is simple yet returns to nature. April 20th. After practicing Iron Crotch skill in the early morning, taking advantage of his abundant energy, Lu Chenju performed 3 repetitions of Black Tiger, 3 of Tiger Supreme, and 6 of Tiger Spirit Divine Strike, comprehending the transformation within the fist theory. From the simple to the complex. As the fist technique transforms, what remains unchanged is the dominating spirit of tiger form moving through mountains and forests, the supreme confidence. In a trance, Lu Chenju seemed to span time and space, projecting his spirit into the ancient mountains and forests of Dazia, embodying a pure black giant tiger of about 3 meters. The giant tiger modeled in appearance eyes like divine. Roar! The tiger's roar reverberated through the world, striking awe even in the royal court. Lu Chenju opened his eyes, his gaze piercing. I've comprehended it, I've achieved it. Chapter 257, 183 Black Tiger Mountain Venerate, 3.6K for monthly tickets and subscriptions. The Black Tiger's roar startled the dreamer awake. At this moment, Lu Chenju's tiger form boxing realm had also stepped into the 3rd realm. On the martial arts tree, the leaves of Black Tiger Fist and Mountain Crossing bodies shone brightly, and after the light faded, rows of tiny, nearly invisible characters appeared. Black Tiger Fist, perfection can be integrated. Mountain Crossing body, perfection can be integrated. Tiger Supreme Fist, perfection can be integrated. Except for Tiger Spirit Divine Fist, they could all be fused. Do you wish to integrate? The martial arts tree sent a mental prompt. Lu Chenju had a moment of clarity. This integration should produce a quasi-3rd rank divine seed. The rules of fusion were the same as last time. Integrate. Lu Chenju drank down the martial arts supplements and then rested for an hour, waiting until his strength was almost fully recovered, and continued to practice the already perfected 3 types of tiger form martial arts. This would speed up the process of integration. It just so happened that today was a rest day and there were no classes during the day. Lu Chenju, spurred on by determination, practiced the fist techniques for 3 hours straight, exhausting his strength, until the time reached 10 a.m. The integration was complete. He looked at the martial arts tree, where 3 leaves had become 1. Please name the new martial art. Another name, Lu Chenju thought for a moment. Black Tiger Fist, take the words Black Tiger. Tiger Supreme Fist, take the word Supreme. Mountain Crossing Body, take the word Mountain. Let's call it Black Tiger Mountain Venerate Fist. He chose this name, mainly because of the black tiger he had seen in his trance. Lu Chenju's true path in martial arts had also started from the black tiger. It served as a constant reminder to himself never to forget his original ambition. After naming, he looked at the martial arts tree. Black Tiger Mountain Venerate Fist, Perfection. Black Tiger Mountain Venerate Divine Seed, Quasi-3rd rank, hidden in the Shenyang Acupoint. Black Tiger patrols the mountain, with no taboo. Effect 1. Tiger Wisdom Level 3 somewhat improves the comprehension for general fist techniques. Effect 2. Tiger Form Level 3 somewhat improves the comprehension for tiger form boxing techniques. Effect 3. Tiger Skill Level 2 slightly improves the comprehension for general movement techniques. Effect 4. Tiger Evil's Roar can intimidate beasts with the sound and cause a small amount of real damage to evil spirits, can intimidate enemies' minds and evil spirits with evil chi. Effect 5. Mountain Patrol increases the power of tiger form boxing slightly in mountainous terrain. Perhaps because this integration involves more divine seeds, the change in the divine seed this time is even greater than that of the swallow form divine seed fusion. Firstly, tiger form has reached level 3, improving the comprehension of tiger form boxing from a little to somewhat, which is the effect of a 3rd rank divine seed. Tiger Wisdom and Tiger Skill were also strengthened. One was promoted to level 3 and the other to level 2. The biggest change was that Tiger Evil and Tiger Roar merged into Tiger Evil's Roar, and the effect was enhanced. The real damage changed from a slight amount to a small amount. The Mountain Patrol also changed from a slight amount to a small amount. In the future, as long as I practice enough tiger form boxing and keep stacking divine seeds, I might be able to create an extraordinary divine seed. Once my boxing realm reaches the required level, I could even integrate tiger form and swallow form to create a tiger-swallow dual forms technique. At his current level, he was not yet capable of fusing dual forms. The higher the level of the martial arts being integrated and the greater the variety and quantity, the higher the requirement for the boxing realm. He had only just entered the connect with the divine realm and still had a long way to go. After a short rest, he began to practice the new martial art, Black Tiger Mountain Venerate Fist. With the boxing realm and martial arts merged, this technique was much more powerful than Tiger Supreme Fist. However, it was still much weaker than Tiger Spirit Divine Fist, but strong enough to be used against enemies of the same realm in battle, so its martial arts would not gather dust and remain non-practical. The phone rang. It was Jai Chuantong calling. After connecting, the master asked, "Chenju, have you been staying at school recently?" "Yes, master, what's up?" "Nothing much, just try not to go out of school for a while." "What happened? Is it the void things causing trouble?" The master of Yulong Martial Arts Hall, Dragon Ascending Li Zhen, has been missing for 10 days. They still haven't found where he is, and the last location his phone was detected at was in the middle of Tehu. It's unclear if it was void things or cultists who did it. Senior Li is an old martial artist, and he's missing. Yes, it doesn't look good. Jai Chuntong sounded somber. Even during the recent Tehu virtual calamity, the martial artists who went to support suffered some injuries, but there were no disappearances or deaths. It seemed the matter was far from over now, that a martial artist had gone missing. Moreover, old Jai had a good relationship with Dragon Ascending Li. Now that his old friend had likely died, it is natural to feel sorrow for another's death despite the safe distance. Lu Chenju sighed and comforted him. "Master, also be careful outside school. Why don't you apply for on-campus housing?" As a graduate martial artist from Dragon City, it would be easy for him to reside on campus. Jai Chuntong said, "We'll see. I have the Martial Arts Academy to take care of. I can't just stay inside like you. The Martial Arts Academy is my main source of income. Don't worry about me. It's safe as long as I'm within Sioux City." Lu Chenju figured that was the case. Inside the core city area, if high-level experts took action, masters within the city would sense it and quickly go to support. That said, the methods of some void things or cultists were unpredictable, and there was no telling if, one day, they could kill someone in a bustling area without anyone noticing. In the end, there was no absolute safety in this world. At the root of it all, personal strength was what truly mattered. After a brief exchange of cautionary advice, Jai Xuantong went back to cultivating, full of a sense of urgency. Lu Chenju felt the same, and the joy of just having fused a divine seed had faded somewhat. Get stronger. Nighttime. In the outskirts of Sioux City, at a certain farmhouse, several figures were sipping Maojian tea and chatting leisurely. Tusk, the great Master Tang of the past now has to be addressed as Grandmaster Tang. Protector Dao Long, it's been a while. I heard that your Holy Master sect has been so suppressed by Sioux City's police force that you can't lift your head. Is it really tough to mix in Sioux City? It's just the death of an incense master. So that's it? I heard that the Heart Happiness sect has been uprooted and has left Sioux City. Chen, the squad leader with a notorious reputation abroad, has become like a bereaved dog. Indeed, Chen Yanjing was foolhardy to expose himself. Why did he expose himself? I heard it was because he wanted to kill a few young geniuses, but it backfired miserably. It seems our allies are down one, he mused. No matter, Master Su of the Blue Lotus Society is still in Sioux City. Su Cheng, is it? Yes. I didn't expect that, after being away for so long, the power structure of Sioux City would remain as such. Master Tang, have you thought of your next game plan? I'll summon my old units and then plan the great endeavor. All right, then I will go and communicate with those Void Realm lords. The existence of the Void Realm has always been suppressed by the worldly planar rules, making it difficult for them to descend. Our Lord and other deities are trying to find a way to allow stronger beings to temporarily oversee matters. As long as your carefree travel can fully cooperate with us, benefits will certainly be abundant. Understood. The conversation carried on into the deep night. Dao Long, the protector, dissipated into a green mist with an eerie charm. A powerful presence vanished without a trace. Tang Zheng's eyes were tranquil, tinged with speculative thoughts. Several days later, in the Tiger Spring district, an artificial lake, a figure strode upon the water, his arms thrust out like fish spears, accompanied by the sound of metal clashing against metal and the noise of leather being torn by sharp objects. Blood spread like a rouge tint across the surface of the water. Amidst the waves, a behemoth resembling a giant catfish with 6 barbels and a human face leaped out, its scale armor that once resisted swords and spears now shattered beyond repair. With a splash, the fist blade bored into the creature's human-like head. Accompanied by a sound akin to splitting a watermelon, the creature dissipated into dark red blood, leaving only 6 barbels, glowing with a yellowish luster, floating on the water's surface. Lu Chenju picked up the long barbels and stepped back onto the shore. He spoke into a communicator. The void thing in the artificial lake has been killed. Turning off the communicator, Lu Chenju returned to shore. Voices of wonderment from the onlookers in the distance could be heard. This young man is too strong. One look and you can tell you don't follow martial arts. He's the National Martial Arts Academy champion. Holy crap, the champion is from our Sioux City. Lu Chenju donned his training clothes and returned to school. This hunting void was the school's practical training task for the first half of the year. Unlike previous group tasks, this was a personal combat assessment, and he should have achieved perfection. The dangerous level human catfish barbels, 360,000. These are excellent materials for making whip-type void blades. Chen Zion's whip might be made from the barbels of a great void-level human catfish. The following day, Lu Chenju's points on the hidden dragon list increased by 500. The task was not particularly difficult, earning a standard Class A evaluation, yet his ranking still jumped to 464. Looking ahead, he noticed that Li Fu's ranking had soared to 424. It was known that climbing even a single rank within the top 500 was incredibly tough. What? Li Fu surged 10,000 points. Even with a perfect evaluation, that would only be 3,000 points, which leaves only one explanation. He has become a martial artist. Suddenly, Lu Chenju felt the super hidden dragon competition was rather lackluster. He had been looking forward to fighting this martial arts genius. Unexpectedly, the guy had simply ascended. Martial bone Dao embryo, terrifying indeed. This time, Lu Chenju truly realized the terror of a martial arts genius. He had the martial arts tree and had been striving to catch up, advancing vigorously. But for the time being, he still could not reach these individuals. Dragon City Headquarters. Class 9 of the Dragon Ascending Program. Ali Fu, you've become a martial artist. Fang Zhu gazed at the bashful young man, somewhat astonished. Li Fu replied remorsefully. Yes, unfortunately, I can't participate in the martial artist competition anymore. Fang Zhu smiled. Well, that's okay. Breakthroughs are the priority. Competition is not that important. Fang Zhu felt a slight shock inside. Li Fu's talent was stronger than she had imagined. Among Class 9 of Dragon Ascending, he was also a standout. Normally, innate 9 apertures is a talent that blooms in the late stage, not this quickly. A tall, gentle-faced man approached with a smile. How wonderful, our entire class are martial artists now. He was Liu Xiang, 20 years old this year, having stepped into the martial artist realm several years ago. Likewise, a martial bone Taoist, an innate dragon species, legend has it that the night before his mother conceived him, she saw in a daze a divine and extraordinary white serpent. Very mystical. After all, many stories about the martial bone Tao embryo are not to be taken seriously. Many of them are exaggerated later, just to mythologize themselves. Fang Zhu suggested with a smile. Brother Liu, trouble you to call Wan Huahua, Fei Yan, and the rest. When everyone has a free moment, we should celebrate a little for Li Fu. Liu Xiang responded with a smile. Good, without Li Fu securing his position, who will be Dragon City's #1 this year is quite a mystery. It seems like this year's branch schools have also brought forth some impressive newcomers. That Lu Chenju, he even won the National Martial Arts Academy's overall championship not long ago. Fang Zhu nodded. This person has entered the 10th rank, specializing in both internal and external practices. I estimate he, too, is a martial bone Tao embryo. Had the country not been supporting the construction of Sioux City Branch School, he would probably have transferred to Class 9 by now. Li Fu listened to everyone's conversation, feeling a bit fortunate in his heart. He often followed Lu Chenju's growth, knowing how formidable he was. Not only was he adept in internal and external practices, but his progress in cultivation was also terrifying. By the time of the Super Hidden Dragon competition, his chi blood might reach 8. From the national competition videos, it appeared Lu Chenju's combat talent was also strong. Whether he could defeat Lu Chenju at that time was an open question. As a member of Class 9, losing to a branch school genius would be somewhat embarrassing, so he wanted to become a martial artist early to avoid Lu Chenju's edge. He was a laid-back person. In martial arts, surpassing oneself was enough. In the blink of an eye, it was the end of April. The individual training tasks of the genius class were being completed one after another. To Lu Chenju's mild surprise, Wang Hongdao actually received a perfect evaluation. Supposedly, he carried out a high-difficulty task, assisting a martial artist in killing an incense master. It seems the branch school is also looking to support Wang Hongdao as a special-level talent by using this year's perfect quota. For a special-level talent like Lu Chenju, a perfect evaluation was no longer useful. Regardless, Wang Hongdao's wish was granted, having become a special-level talent. Lu Chenju's cultivation continued methodically. Some days ago, he opened the Wangu acupoint and began to practice the 23rd acupoint, the Yanglao acupoint, a key location whose function is simple and rough life extension. On opening this apertural point, a martial artist can extend his life by several years and easily live a disease-free life for 100 years. After becoming a martial artist, a guaranteed 60 years of lifespan is the baseline. Cultivation for life extension for martial artists in the future cannot do without this acupoint. Truly deserving of the phrase, of paramount importance. Chapter 258, 184 Elephant-Shaped 5 Elements, 4K. May 1. Sioux City Dragon Martial Gymnasium. On the mechanism path of the practice room, Lu Chenju's figure sprinted wildly, treating the complex terrain as if it were flat land. He maneuvered his body with excruciating precision, skillfully avoiding every tree branch and every leaf. Behind Lu Chenju, Li Gui's mouth curled upward, transforming into a fierce tiger, exuding a ferocious aura as he leisurely pursued the desperate young tiger ahead. When encountering tiger wind, rely on the speed brought by your mysterious step to carry the wind and disrupt the trajectory of your enemy's hidden weapons, thereby evading the attack. When facing Tiger Spirit God, Wind follows the tiger as clouds follow the dragon, with the tiger most adept at utilizing the mountain forest winds. Leverage the wind and chi flow to move as swiftly and mystically as if flying amongst the clouds. As Li Gui pursued and taught, the improvement in Lu Chenju's tiger shadow mysterious steps during this period was evident, leaving fewer flaws in his 72 tiger form steps besides needing more practice to achieve a small success soon. Once it reached great success, it would be flawlessly perfect. If it reached perfection, it would become instinctual, coming with ease. In terms of cultivating tiger form fist, Lu Chenju had never given Li Gui any cause for concern. Up to now, this kid had not encountered any bottlenecks, always having smooth sailing. Such is the nature of talent. After class, Lu Chenju continued practicing. Li Gui advised, "Don't overexert yourself, rest when you need to. A day or two won't make a difference." Having said that, he left on his own. Other instructors urged their students to strive harder every day. But he found ways to let his students relax. "Teacher, you can go back. I'll leave in a little while." Lu Chenju was focused. He had now reached the third realm in his fist theory. Every gesture and movement he made was as elegant and dangerous as a fierce tiger. He imagined a white deer running ahead and roared as he chased after it. In his mind, a black tiger spanning across the ages appeared. It had witnessed temples and the worldly phrase, seen the oceans turn to mulberry fields. Throughout the passages of time, the soul of the fierce tiger never ceased. This was the spiritual intention of his tiger form. With the elevation in his boxing realm, Lu Chenju's comprehension of tiger form, fist boxing, and movement techniques also naturally improved, making his actions more lifelike and effortless. Roar! Lu Chenju let out a tiger roar mountain forest. Ahead, swathes of primeval forest collapsed, a boundless black wind swept through, kicking up sand and stones and toppling the pursued white deer. The black tiger landed atop the white deer, which then dissolved into a cloud of smoke. The dream ended, and Lu Chenju opened his eyes. Transform into an ancient fierce tiger, bound by nothing in the mountains and forests. Since reaching the third realm in his fist theory, his view of tiger form fist had changed. The mountain was no longer just a mountain, not merely a simple fist technique, but rather the myriad subtleties observed by ancient forebears while studying fierce tigers, indescribably profound. This was the essence of elephant form fist. The fist technique was a bridge, connecting martial artists from ancient times to the present. Lu Chenju looked towards the martial arts tree. Unbeknownst to him, his tiger shadow mysterious steps had quietly made a breakthrough realm. Tiger shadow mysterious steps, small success 1%. Among the 22 major acupoints, the light yet profound tiger form dexterity and mysterious power surged, strengthening Lu Chenju's lower body and core. The waist and hips are crucial parts of movement techniques. Once transformed, feeling his increasingly powerful legs, Lu Chenju's spirit surged. He performed a shock step with his right foot, bent his legs slightly, lifted a leg and sprang up as if shot from a cannon, leaping 2 zhang high. Thankfully, the practice room's ceiling was high. Midair, Lu Chenju flipped like a fierce predator from the African savanna, turning several times before landing lightly on his feet. Silent upon landing, Lu Chenju felt elated. Truly a first-class movement technique. Now, a mere jump could bring him up 2 floors. A full-force sprint and leap would probably take him 3 floors, useful for various unexpected situations. Leap buildings instead of taking conventional paths. Next, Lu Chenju moved around the practice room like a young child, leaping and bounding. Walls, ceiling, beams, mechanism paths. His figure was everywhere. With such a movement technique, even dragon pools and tiger dens are accessible. Feeling tired, Lu Chenju concluded his cultivation. On the martial arts tree, the progress of Tiger Spirit Divine Fist also reached 76%. Although he hadn't experienced any divine inspiration recently, due to the elevation of his boxing realm, his cultivation speed was faster than anticipated. It seemed he might reach perfection by the end of the month. This day he had long awaited. Before leaving the practice room, Lu Chenju messaged Li Gui. "Teacher, I've achieved a small success in Tiger Shadow Mysterious Steps." Not long after, Li Gui replied, I knew you wouldn't rest." He understood Lu Chenju too well. Every time before a breakthrough, he had to push through in one go before resting, otherwise, he'd likely be too anxious to sleep at night. This kid so eager to progress. House number 32. Chenju, our house is really going to be demolished. Lu Guoping observed the news, his face alight with joy. Li Xianghua said, they must compensate us with several million at least, right? Lu Chenju had just showered and changed into protective gear. He replied, yeah, just use the compensation money as you see fit. Lu Guoping said, we don't need that much. Just keep $1 million for your mom and me to retire on, and you can have the rest for your increased expenses once you become a martial artist. All right. Lu Chenju was indifferent to it. With his current money-making capabilities, demolition was just icing on the cake. He watched the news. Great news! To support the martial arts development of cities around Taehu Lake, the government will initiate a 5-year plan for the top martial university Huantai Lake campus circle. Each of the 4 lakeside cities will have 6 top martial university campuses, with an expansion in student enrollment. Chapter 259, 184 Elephant-shaped 5 elements, 4K/2. Lu Chenju finished reading the news and felt quite good. Sioux City was currently the only place encountering virtual disasters of level 5 and above. Inside the convergence point of Taehu Lake, the dangers were countless. Sioux City had become the center of this world-spanning tide of virtual disasters. The national strategy was twofold. 1. To support the construction of martial arts in Sioux City, fundamentally enhancing the martial prowess of the Taehu Lake area. 2. To dispatch more powerful fighters here. After all, training native fighters from Sioux City would take time. By the time this group grew up, the opportunity would have passed. Previously, Sioux City had only culled Mountain Elder as a great grandmaster, but now there was Principal Wang, and more great grandmasters would surely station in Sioux City to guard Taehu Lake in the future. In other densely populated areas, such as Heavenly Mansion, with a top martial university at its core, even if a level 6 virtual disaster erupted, it wouldn't be the end of the world. With the branch campus coming, so are the geniuses from top martial university. Lu Chenju also felt a bit of anticipation. It was now considered the #1 genius of Sioux City. Without any challengers, he felt a sense of loneliness at the top. Only Hong Dao was able to give him a satisfying fight. He longed to battle with the martial arts geniuses. It's a pity Li Fu really has no interest in being the top candidate from Dragon City. If it were another martial arts genius, they might have been promoted a month or 2 later. The advantages of being Dragon City's top candidate were plentiful. The rewards for great meritorious deeds were substantial, reportedly helpful in being recognized as a martial arts genius. Lu Chenju also wanted to reach the peak of martial arts university's talent evaluation system. Ding! In the Genius Class 8 group chat, a message popped up. Ziohe, hahaha, I'm 9th rank now. Everyone was busy cultivating, so no one responded to Ziohe. Ziohe, hello. Lu Chenju saw that the guy had finally made a breakthrough, and he was relieved for him. Lu Chenju, congratulations, congratulations. Ziohe, it hasn't been easy. If only I had reached 9th rank earlier, I could have joined you all to experience the broader world at the headquarters. Lu Chenju, no worries, there's still a chance next year. Ziohe, Chenju, do you think you have a chance at being the first child of Dragon City this year? I heard that the martial arts genius from Class 9, Li Fu, has already advanced to be a martial artist. You should have no rivals now, right? Wang Hongdao, almost, but don't get complacent. Guo Bai and Ding Jinkyu were close to making the top 10 last year, and after a year with their talents, their chi blood should be nearing 8, and they might even have combined all 3 forces. Chenju, although you cultivate both internally and externally, don't underestimate the merging of 3 forces into the innate. Leopard Woman. Yes, these old 10th rank fighters might not have advanced to martial artists because they are constrained by their acupoints, but once they comprehend the innate strength, it is indeed a small qualitative change. Everyone offered Chenju their strategies and advice to prevent complacency. If Chenju could secure the title of the first child of Dragon City, they would all share in his pride. Sioux City Dragon Marshal would reverse the situation and surpass their own school. It was then that Li Gui, who had been silent, rarely spoke up. Li Gui, no need to be too nervous. The innate strength combined from the first 3 levels by a martial artist is just a trace, lacking true skill. It's difficult to grow significantly. This trace of power, if used well, can indeed turn the tide, but as long as Chenju can withstand it, I believe he has a chance to take the top position. Wu Zun, Mr. Li is right, but caution is paramount. Lan Tian, perfect. I'll share with you some experience in dealing with such innate strength. Once innate strength is activated, the surface of the body will have a slight gloss, the color of which depends on the main martial arts practiced. Phantom boxing, though having many forms, still falls under the 5 elements attribute like the human body's acupoints: gold, wood, water, fire, earth. In addition, there are special attributes like wind and thunder. Our whale form or shark form belongs to water, so the innate strength is usually pale blue like the sea. Of course, other special cultivation techniques cannot be excluded. I'm just speaking generally. Tiger form is more varied, mostly involving the elements of wind, fire, earth, and gold. Dragon form is even more varied. Anything is possible but mostly involves water and fire. Anyway, once you see a gloss flickering on your opponent's body, it signifies that the strength is being manifested. At that point, do not confront the power directly. Even someone with cross-training golden body like Lu Chenju should avoid it if possible. You can make their strength dissipate automatically by dodging and weaving so that it's emitted but not unleashed. If it's too late for that, then use the Hua realm to deflect the power as much as possible, and then take that opportunity to attack their Danshan abdomen. This can potentially break their cultivation, dispersing their strength. For fighters below a martial artist, the moment the innate strength dissipates is the most dangerous because this strike causes a brief deficit in their 3 forces within their muscles, making it easier to breach their defenses and deal a significant blow. Because of the upcoming competition, the typically quiet class group chat became lively with teachers sharing their experiences, from which Lu Chenju and Wang Hongdao benefited greatly. Others didn't need to worry about innate strength. Such masters usually only appeared in the top 8. Finally, the classmates all expressed their gratitude. Xiaohe boasted, "You guys don't usually chat, you should thank me." In this group, Xiaohe was the most active talker. He often found himself sending messages that went unanswered for a long time. Lu Chenju kept the experiences of various teachers in mind. It's getting interesting. He was worried that, in the absence of Li Fu, there would be no one to match him. Now it seemed that Guo Bai, Ding Jinkyu, and others were tough competitors. His battle intent was aflame. Time flies. It was already mid-May. With the concerted efforts of various sectors in Sioux City, the void things hidden within the city had been mostly eradicated, leading to a decrease in recent cases of missing and deceased persons. At Lu Feng's invitation, Lu Chenju undertook a not-so-difficult task for the Vajra group, earning a tidy sum of 700,000 and also gaining 10 Vajra points. After much consideration, he spent 20 points on a box of expensive Minju ointment, not for external application during cross-training, but as a precaution. It was an excellent medicine for healing external injuries. Whenever he left home, he carried a small bottle of the ointment. At critical moments, it could possibly save his life. A week later, May 20th, in Chen Jiu's practice room. After a series of loud cracking sounds, Lu Chenju completed his hitting and slapping exercise for the day. Chen Jiu extended his golden jade-like palms, striking Lu Chenju's head. Striking like a drum, the sound like muffled thunder, your golden head skill is almost perfect. Then he grabbed Lu Chenju's palm, rubbing it seriously. Rough as sandpaper, still lacking some fire control. When hard Qi Gong is mastered, the outer layer of skin should be smooth, feeling even more delicate and smooth than a young lady's hands. He then grabbed Lu Chenju's leg, holding it like a lute. Golden leg skill was a crucial part of golden body skill and was very difficult to master. His palm like a knife, he slid from the outside of Lu Chenju's thigh down to his calf. The furrowed brows slightly relaxed. He set one leg down and lifted the other. Your right leg has slightly better cross-training talent than your left. Mr. Li, that's not a problem, right? No worries. Due to various reasons, the human body isn't absolutely symmetrical. When you go back, you can slap and hit your left leg a bit more. Even during regular training and sparring, you can't follow your own habits completely. Both legs need to be evenly trained. Otherwise, there may not be any issues in the early stages, but if it's unbalanced in the late stages, small problems could arise. Understood. Chen Jiu had checked all areas of Lu Chenju's body, except for the groin. He asked, "You mastered this in February, didn't you?" Lu Chenju nodded. Chen Jiu stroked his chin, deep in thought, musing to himself. 3 months, nearly mastering golden body skill. Could this kid's cross-training talent possibly surpass Lu Feng's? Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Li. I'll head back now. After finishing his cultivation, Lu Chenju went home. Chenju was left alone in the practice room, lost in thought. His wife said, "Go take a shower first, you both reek of sweat." Chenju was still engrossed in his thoughts, speaking to himself. Chenju's talent is extraordinary. I need to find the principal. Watching her husband hurry off, his wife sighed helplessly. He cares more about this than our own children. It wasn't a complaint. She understood her husband's feelings. The current Lu Chenju was much like the younger Chenju, low-class root bone, possessing cross-training talent and of humble origin, which is why Chenju could often empathize deeply with this student's circumstances. Chapter 260, 185 Golden Body Breakthrough Realm, 3K. Principal's home. You're saying that Chenju's cross-training talent is no less than Lu Feng's. Wang Changming was wiping a silver long spear engraved with a ferocious silver-white divine dragon. In the dim room, an invisible splendid light reflected off the four walls. Chenju withdrew his gaze from the divine weapon, white dragon bright silver spear. Yes, this young man progressed from a beginner to near mastery in golden body skill in just 5 months. I conservatively estimate that within 3 years, he will likely reach perfection. After Wang Changming finished cleaning the spear, he placed it on the weapon rack. He then took out a crescent saber engraved with the mystic tiger pattern, its divine light pulsating as though it too was a divine weapon. He started wiping it gently with an oil paper soaked in grease made from the remnants of past heavenly kings. He said calmly, "That's quite good. Give him some extra points on the hidden dragon list. After he becomes a martial artist, we'll see how things go. He might even learn the dragon elephant heaven-supporting divine skill." Chenju's expression changed slightly. That seems a bit exaggerated. This cultivation technique was rather special. After becoming a martial artist, one could learn both true skills and divine skills. However, to learn a divine skill, one required a massive amount of great merit, take a grandmaster as a master, and swear various martial vows and edicts before being taught. Additionally, the difficulty of beginning a divine skill was extremely high, and not suitable for ordinary martial artists as it could waste their time without yielding any results. The difference between a true skill and a divine skill lies in their limits. A lower-grade true skill, when cultivated to its limit, could barely break through the second shackles. A middle-grade true skill could reach the third shackles breaker. An upper-grade true skill might achieve a breakthrough fourth. As for divine skills, even the weakest could advance a practitioner to grandmaster. By this logic, a supreme divine skill might make it possible for one to become a breakthrough 7 shackles powerhouse. The better the quality of the true skill, the greater its power and the higher its limit. But each individual must choose what fits them best. For instance, this dragon elephant heaven-supporting divine skill is an upper-level divine skill. Its founder was a great grandmaster from the old Buddhist sects, the sky-climbing Dharma King. His Buddhist teachings and martial arts expertise, if present today, would put him at the pinnacle, able to reach the absolute peak of martial arts. Alas, constrained by his era, he ultimately faded into history. The sky-climbing Dharma King once said, "The finite potential of the dragon elephant heaven-supporting divine skill goes beyond that of a great grandmaster. The skill could reach higher than a grandmaster, even the legendary realms of deities and Buddhas. Regrettably, this divine skill is exceedingly difficult. The initial stages are all right, a normal level of difficulty for a divine skill. But as one progresses, the difficulty multiplies exponentially, tougher even than a supreme divine skill. Among the myriad cultivators throughout history, there has been none who reached the 14th layer. Yet, its theoretical limit stands at 21 layers. However, the current practical cultivation limit of this skill is only 13 layers. As far as Chenju knows, throughout history, there may have only been 3 who reached the 13th layer. One was the founding sky-climbing Dharma King. Another was the current world-ranked number 5 Great Grandmaster, Chu Tian Head Monk. And the third, probably the Kangshan Dragon King. If not for some specific aspects of the skill, it could also be considered a supreme divine skill. The reason it fails to reach the supreme status is that no one has used this technique to reach the top and break through 7th shackles. Hence, the De Zia Martial Arts Association ranks it as an upper-level divine skill. Wang Changming saw the change in Chenju's expression and said with a smile, I don't really understand cross-training either. I'm just making a suggestion. It's up to you and Lu Feng to judge based on the actual situation. According to current observations, Lu Chenju's potential seems like an infinite treasure trove that is slowly improving. He may awaken a martial bone Dao embryo that is unparalleled in history, not belonging to any existing kind. I believe, one day, he will take the initiative to learn the dragon-elephant heaven-supporting divine skill, since it is the only divine-level cross-training technique. Just guide him well, and let him arrange the specifics himself. Chenju breathed a sigh of relief. Choosing the wrong cultivation technique could easily ruin one's future, after all, because some true skills are mutually exclusive due to conflicting attributes and cannot be practiced together. The plan he had for Lu Chenju was to first master the golden body skill, then proceed to learn golden bell jade drum Ming King body, and then smoothly transition until Lu Chenju was capable of creating his own cross-training martial arts, becoming a path breaker like Lu Feng. The dragon-elephant heaven-supporting divine skill can be learned later when one becomes a top-level strong person like the Kangshan Dragon King. Not everyone is a Chu Tian head monk, a natural-born Buddha's son. Chenju left. Principal Wang was at that moment wiping an 8-sided hand sword with phoenix patterns engraved on it. The blade of the sword depicted a divine bird flying to the heavens, bathed in flames, emitting an aura of mottled years. Everyone knew the reason why the three-extreme saint was born to the elephant-form boxing lineage, yet excelled in the martial methods of sabers, swords, and spears, was because he alone monopolized 3 inheriting divine weapons of grandmaster level that had been passed down for 1,000 years by the top old-school martial arts sect, sword casting manner. The white dragon bright silver spear, the mystic tiger crescent saber, the vermilion bird sky-burning sword. With all 3 weapons wielded, he could shake the heavenly king. 3 days later, Lu Chenju got up early in the morning and looked at the martial arts tree. 18 Arhat's golden body skill, proficient 100%, right arrow mastery 1%. I've made another breakthrough. During the night, he felt as if there were billions of ants gnawing inside him, extremely itchy. He knew this was the transformation of his flesh, that the golden body skill was about to break through. Within his acupoints, the heavy golden mercury-like power began to emerge, fortifying his skull, scalp, solidifying his torso, limbs, hands, and feet. His entire body was undergoing an earth-shattering transformation. It was as if the mountains and seas were being reshaped. This feeling, it's somewhat familiar. Lu Chenju stood in front of the mirror, took off his protective gear, and in an instant, a faint purple glow spread out. Within the purple light, a dense verdant radiance overflowed from the outside of his upper body, its color similar to that of the stone Buddha Arhat body but purer and richer, ancient and majestic, making him look like an unearthed bronze artifact. The body, like green rock, is the mark of mastery of the golden body skill. Lu Chenju used an alloy blade to cut the green film, and the final test result was almost as he expected. His overall defense power was already impervious to ordinary blades and spears. Overall defense power stronger than the small success level of Arhat skill, but weaker than the great success level. This is what a first-class martial arts could achieve. Mere mastery already has such an effect. To follow small success, great success, perfection, unimaginable. Lu Chenju discovered that the golden film's luminosity on his upper body was also becoming increasingly intense, the defense power far stronger than other body areas. He used the fist blade Mountain King to cut the golden film, needing to exert a bit more force to make a cut. If ordinary people were given a C9 alloy weapon, with their strength, it would be very difficult to penetrate Lu Chenju's golden film, which had strong toughness. It's probably as hard for ordinary people as trying to cut a rubber tire with a regular knife blade. No problem, the golden body skill at perfection could definitely withstand a sniper rifle bullet. Preventing penetrating damage is just the most basic function of the golden film. It can also slow down the impact and weaken the dark force. Once Lu Chenju had put on his protective suit, he could not help but sigh. With these 2 layers of protection, a martial artist's offense should not be able to break through his defense in a short time. Feeling completely safe, he checked the hidden dragon list as part of his daily routine. Added another 3,000 points, ranked 458 now. It's most likely Mr. Chen told the evaluation committee about my golden body skill breakthrough. This year, the state policy was inclined to support hard qigong. Dragon City Martial Arts University also made adjustments accordingly, raising the hidden dragon list's points weight for hard qigong. There's no way I can surpass Li Fu in the short term. Lu Chenju looked at Li Fu, ranked 420. Enjoyed the feeling of slowly surpassing strong rivals, even though Li Fu didn't know him at all. Qi Blood Measurement Room. Your Qi Blood value has reached 7.66. After measuring his Qi Blood, Lu Chenju fell silent. Well, the Tiger Spirit Divine Fist hasn't reached perfection yet, and my Qi Blood is already reaching its limit. The increase in Qi Blood from the Golden Body skill is not negligible. After all, it is a first-class hard Qigong. Others who achieve perfection in first-class fist techniques usually only break 7 Qi Blood. I still need to find a way to grind to 8. Qi Blood overflow should be the only problem for those who cultivate both internally and externally. End of May. Another rainy season. In Sioux City, the evening was hot and muggy. A young man dressed in the Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall's clothing had just finished his fist training, a martial arts enthusiast who came here to follow in Lu Chenju's footsteps. In the rainy night, his figure suddenly stopped. Ahead at the street corner, there seemed to be a fleeting white shadow drifting by. Void things. His face changed dramatically, and he immediately ran toward the martial arts hall. Master Jai, there are void things. He wanted to cry out for help, but he felt enveloped by an invisible force as deep as the ocean. When he opened his mouth, there was no sound, and the terror of sleep paralysis surged in his heart. Shortly after, Jai Chuantong left the martial arts hall to go home. Suddenly, his gaze sharpened. A mobile phone lay dropped in a puddle, its alarm ringing incessantly. Jai Chuantong picked it up. This is Xiao Zhao's phone. He called Xiao Zhao's family, only to be told that Xiao Zhao hadn't come home. Jai Chuantong's expression changed, sensing that something was terribly wrong. He immediately reported to the police and disappeared into the rain. Minutes later, Jai Chuantong returned to the martial arts hall. His brows were furrowed. Evidently, he had found nothing. What kind of ghostly thing is this? Is it a void thing? If it were a nether-level great void, the Dalling acupoint would have warned. Unless it's a void thing of an exceedingly high level that had escaped his senses. Yet, the appearance of such a great void in the world would definitely alarm martial arts masters and even grandmasters, so he could almost be sure that the culprit was human. He had been kind and friendly all his life, and never had serious feuds with anyone. Even minor disagreements would quickly pass. That's why he could have friends who were martial artists all over the world. Jai Chuantong was utterly confused, as the incident had occurred too suddenly. Let's wait for the police to arrive and check the surveillance. Whoever did this must be very confident in their abilities, daring to commit the act in front of a martial artist. Recalling his missing friend Jiang Jiao, Jai Chuantong had a bad feeling. After pondering for a moment, Jai Chuantong dialed the 3 true inheritors' phone. Fei Yan and Ru Yu might have been in class, and it was Lu Chenju who answered first. Master, what's wrong? Just now, a student was mysteriously abducted near our martial arts hall, likely by the Black Knight. I don't know if it's targeted at me. Anyway, don't leave school these days and remind your 2 sisters as well. All right, I won't go out recently. After hanging up, Jai Chuantong returned to the martial arts hall. It wasn't long before the police arrived at the scene. The officer in charge was a middle-aged martial arts master from Pingjiang Police Station. Thunderbolt Sword Lu Jun. He had thick eyebrows, large eyes, and a sturdy figure, with a long sword hanging at his waist. Master Jai, what's the situation? Jai Chuantong. Just now, someone near the martial arts hall abducted one of my students. I was cultivating at that time, and by the time I came out, the person was gone. Lu Jun said. Was it a void thing? Jai Chuantong shook his head. I didn't see anything, but I have a gut feeling it was a person. Dalling acupoint didn't alert me, and unless it's a very strong great void, it couldn't have evaded my senses. Lu Jun nodded. Makes sense, let's check the surveillance.